Hello, Pockets here, back again playing some more EVE Online. One more hunt video, I think, before I decide whether I'm going to continue putting up this content. I had a request for two things, and I'm going to try knocking them both out in this one video. Okay, so I'm on Kel, my Omega, just full discrimination, so some good, decent skills. So I've been asked to run a shield fit for those that have only trained for shields, and a destroyer fit, because why not? So I'm deciding to combine those two, plus my love of the Corax. I'm going to try to build a Corax that can run the high-sec hunt sites. So let's see what we can do. Why Corax? It is probably, as far as looks and nostalgia, it's one of my two favorite destroyers in the game. Corax was the first destroyer I ever bought when I first started playing EVE, doing like level 1 missions, level 2 missions. Way back in like, what, 2000, whenever. That character that flew that doesn't even exist anymore, but ever since then I've just loved the Corax. So that's why a Corax. I know it's arguably one of the worst destroyers. It doesn't see a lot of use because it doesn't really fill a role that's not covered better by a different ship, but I want to do it, so here we go. So I do have a ratting fit here that, I mean, it's pretty close. This is a passive, it looks like. I don't know what this is. This was low sec belts maybe, or high sec just belt ratting. I don't remember, but we're going to delete that. Delete. We're going to remake Jellybean into a new thing. So let's see what we got. Now, so operating range, I think 15 kilometers should do it. We may have to chase down some of the longer range stuff. So I want to see what rockets are going to do for us, and if we can get what the range is. So what are the bonuses on the Corax? Let's start there. Kinetic missile, kinetic light missile and rocket damage. So that's already going to be a bit of a problem. Now, it's not going to matter against the last guy because he's Omni-Tank, so it doesn't matter what we do. And so far, the first rooms seem to be higher on the EM resist. But we're going to try and fly with kinetic just because we get that 5% bonus. And I think I have the skill, the destroyer skill up to 5. So it's a 25% bonus for destroyers in this case. If you are not at 4 or 5, it may be worth seeing what the resist is and switching the gun out, depending on how big a difference. We'll have to see what we get. But I think we're going to be okay flying kinetics. I'm pretty sure, like I said, my Kildari destroyer... Go away. Yeah, Kildari destroyer is at 5, because I can fly a Stork. Of course it is. So if it is at like 3, it may be worth swapping to whatever the lowest resist is on your target, but I think for us, because of the 25% bonus, it's going to be worth just flying kinetic. So that's what we're going to do. It's also going to make easier because I only have to carry one type of ammo. So that aside, so we got the 5% bonus per level to damage, and we do have the 10% bonus to explosion velocity, which means against the frigates, especially fast-moving ships, we're going to apply better with our rockets and missiles, so mostly for the frigates. And then a 50% bonus to light missile and rocket velocity. Now that's going to increase our range, which is going to be awesome. And it's increasing the range by increasing its speed, which helps. If the targets are flying faster, we're more likely to hit them at that 12 kilometers or 15 or 17 or whatever we get this up to. The difference between the flight speed and the velocity is because the rockets actually are flying. If they're flying away from you, if they're within range when you launch it, they could fly out of range and outdistance your rockets if it's an extended range buff. That makes sense? So if the flight time is longer, they could still outdistance if they're flying fast enough, but with the velocity, they're less likely to be able to do that because your missiles are covering that distance quicker. I hope that makes sense for you new guys. It's one of the interesting things about missiles. They are very different than other guns. I think because we're fitting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 missiles, is that 7? 7 missile launchers. I'm going to go with the Arbalest for fitting. It's a little more expensive than rockets, and we won't be able to fly T2 ammo, but it's going to help us in the fitting arena, and we're probably going to need it because we're going to need to fit some stuff. We have to fit a battery, I think. So for tank, we definitely want, because we're only going at 300 meters per second, that's not fast enough. We're definitely going to want an Afterburner. Let's go with the Monopropellant to conserve capacitor for now. We may switch that to a compact for fitting if we need to, and if there's room, we may try to go up to a T2, because basically we get 587. A T2 will get us up to 611, but we're going to start with them. Whoops, not that one. That's for cruisers, and we're not fitting like that. We could do that. I mean, you can do an oversized prop destroyer if you want to go really fast, but that's not what we're doing here. And The other thing we want is a shield booster. I'm just going to start with a T2. If we have to meta down, it's better to try to go up to like a dead space than it is to go down to a meta module. Just because we're going to want as much tank. That's not the right one. That's the boost amplifier. I want this. T2 small shield booster. Okay. We might actually use a boost amplifier since there's not a lot of room to fit resists. We are shield tanked. We're going to want to do EM because that first room, all the times I've done it, have done primarily EM. Even when they're kind of spread out, a lot of it's been EM. So we definitely want to make sure we're trying to spread out, fill in this EM and this thermal a little bit. So let's go with a passive EM to conserve some more capacitor because we're already not thermal. EM. I play with a lot of fits, so my windows are always open in different places. Always trying to fit things for other people or fit things to do something. So I'm thinking I'm going to do this one more time, and then I might like to get back to doing my Anomic Agents and my Alpha series. So hopefully this will cover everybody. I know people want to see me doing like the low sec sites in a Kikimora, but everybody's doing low sec sites in a Kikimora. Like that's not of interest to me. We know it works. If I do it, it would be doing it. I'm thinking of trying to get together like a small gang, like 2 or 3 Algoses backed up by like 2 or 3. I can never remember the name when it comes to it. Navitas or Thalia, the T2. So it's something like a little fleet down in low sec. If I'm going to do low sec, that's what it would be, is some sort of little fleet action with not expensive ships. Would be my ideal if I'm going to do it. Because everybody else is already doing the Kikimoras and the command destroyers. Like, that's not that exciting to me. I mean, it's cool that I do it. I fly a Retribution when I'm doing high sec sites already, but I'm not going to record it because everybody's doing assault frigates. That's just the way it is. They're just easy mode. It's not exciting. Let me see. So T2 battery is fine. We get 18%. It does bring our fitting a little tighter than I would like. I think I might up it to a Republic fleet. So we get less actual cap, but we're gonna, so the best thing here is, so if we're looking at this, let's do it this way. Go to compare. Because we're fitting a battery not so much for the capacitor, although that is important currently, but the T2 will cover it. But what we're actually looking for is we want the battery to hold, but we want the resistance to newts is what we're fitting a battery for. Why did it give me 2? Let's put this back. So we have a few options. It's this one, and then the fitting. Fitting, we'll see, it's probably more on the power grid we're worried about, because it looks like our CPU is okay at the moment. So the Thucker is easier to fit than the Republic fleet and gives us 1% more warfare resistance, but the Republic fleet battery gives us more capacitor bonus. Now, why I'm curious about, or what I'm curious about, interestingly, is when I fit the T2, I have 18%. It's giving us 150 gigajoules. If I remove this and fit the Republic fleet, I'm only getting 14%, even though here it says 168. That probably has to do with the peak recharge. So that's playing with where it does the peak recharge. The extra points is putting us at a point where the capacitor is hitting that peak recharge at a different point. That's the only thing I can think of that would do that. But what does it do if we put in a Thucker? So Thucker's actually going to give us more here and better. So we're actually going to probably go with the slightly more expensive. Let's actually see what they are in the market, because that's the average. I am in Dodixie. I'm too lazy, so it's 33 for the Republic fleet right now in Dodixie. Let's see what the Thucker is. Yeah, and we are sorted by cheapest. Oh, the Thucker we can barely get. So yeah, we're going to go with the Republic fleet. I know it's expensive. It's going to increase the cost. Now, it's going to increase our cost by a fair bit more than it says, but I think it's worth it. Probably could do just fine with the T2. Let's actually just fit with the T2 for now. Because it's probably fine. And I mean, it's going to save us 30 something million if it fits. So as long as we can fit it, that's what we're going to do. Okay. Let's get our missiles in and see what our range is as we are fit, actually. So we're going to do Caldari Navy because they give us better range and better damage than T1. Can probably do fine with T1. Actually, that's just because we're going to do Scourge because it's kinetic. 120 DP, 127 DPS out to 15 kilometers with this ship. Okay. And if we switch that to the Caldari Navy Scourge, 142 out to 15 kilometers as well. So I'm going to fly Caldari Navy. That's more expensive, but it gives us that extra 20 DPS, and it is going to matter. So our volley is 437, so if we can hit, that's actually a good number, because the over 400 means we should be able to one-shot the capsule. Now, because of its signature radius, that may not be the case, so we are going to use this to try to hunt capsules as well for the keys. So 15 kilometers, we want to make sure we're getting that 400 DPS. If we go here, we're just under 400, so it's, yeah, let's do it that way. That's going to work. That's going to work. Okay. Now, low slots. No, we don't want shield power coils. We want more DPS? More DPS? We want a damage control, maybe? That thermal hole is kind of hurting. Thinking. I might actually fill the EM thermal up in here and do a booster accelerator, the boost amplifier here, maybe? Let's put the damage mods in the lows and see how it looks. Not guidance, computers. Actually, what is a guide? Okay. So that gets us up to 210 DPS and over 500. That's pretty nice. That means we're going to kill things quick, so our tank won't matter quite as much, especially against the boss. The faster we can get him down, the better. But let's see. So we're still at 15 kilometers. Let's see what 1 and 1. So that's just shy of 500. I think the DPS is going to be the way to go. We may have to just chase down some of the longer range targets, but not tracking answers. Missile guidance, computers. I have a thought, but let's just look at this for a minute. So that gets us up to 17 kilometers, and it does also increase our explosion velocity, which means we're gonna, we will apply better to small, fast-moving targets. So velocity radius, so the explosion radius, smaller targets, and the maximum explosion velocity. So we're gonna hit smaller and faster-moving targets slightly better. So the 2 extra kilometer range plus better application against probably frigates it won't matter against, but it might matter against the boss. So that might be interesting. Another option, I don't see it here. What would it be under here probably? Is these X-Hevas. Now I think I have... not that one, it must be the A. I think I have 2 of these on my Gila that I lost, so it's probably gone. I do have 1. I got this from the first site we ran. Now they're new market details. What are they going for? 15 million isn't bad, and it's going to give us missile damage and rate of fire bonus of 7% plus drone. Okay, no, this doesn't matter. This isn't what we want because we're not using drones. I thought it's the other one. There's another one. Is it the Catris Custom? No. There is one. Dread Guristas Ballistic Control, maybe? Okay, anyway. There is one that gives... I can't find it. I don't remember what it is. Doesn't matter. This one. Polybolus one. Show info. Yeah, which gives us a rate of fire bonus, which means we do more DPS that way, plus... I wonder how much these are, or if I have any. So I have 2 of these. Ooh, that's interesting. Sorry guys, I'm theory crafting on the fly here, so I'm actually going to compare and remove the batteries. Remove the batteries now. Okay, and we're doing rate of fire, explosion velocity, percentage damage bonus. There, let's just do it all. Yeah, so we're losing 2% damage here, but we're gaining 2% explosion velocity and rate of fire, and explosion velocity. So this could net us. So, what? Oh yeah, because it's not giving us a actual travel time bonus. So we're still doing 15%. We're getting over 500, but we're also, because of the rate of fire bonus, using more. That doesn't make sense. Why is it? Oh, no. No, that's right. This is not being affected by it. Sorry, ignore the capacitor for now. So we're doing 505 DPS, but we're hitting smaller, faster moving targets better. How much is it? Market details. I think this was 15%. So I got these from one of the other events, and I've never actually used them. I probably don't want to put these into my initial fit till I know it works. They're 20 million each. So let's just go with the damage controls, the ballistic ones. We'll just do that for now. Just to save cost. If the fit works well and I'm comfortable with it, I'll throw in the... although, I mean, I'm putting in the bad... yeah. Yeah, if it works, we'll throw those in to see what the difference is. I'll actually run Pelt. If you're not familiar with Pelt, Pelt is a third-party app that sort of monitors your DPS, so you can see, and it'll give us some idea of what we're actually doing. But anyways, that's awesome. So I do have those Polyjuice low slots that we can try if this works. That's exciting. I haven't used them. I got those way back during another... Was it not a Guristas, maybe? It must have been a Mardu's event. It was a while ago. I don't remember what event it was. Ash will know. I'll probably ask him. Okay, rigs. So we could go the standard route and look at capacitor rigs to start, because we want to get... We don't necessarily want to be cap stable, like by a lot, I think, but we need to be able to last more than 4 minutes, I think, running everything, because we need to pound down that last guy. Now, I think we're going to take him down pretty quick, because one thing we have over the frigates is DPS, so a single target, yes, he hits hard, but we should be able to tear him down right quick. One is going to give us 35 minutes. Our T2 capacitor is going to put us stable at 5%. Okay. The other option is to drop this, which doesn't actually matter. So we're still going to need the capacitor deal. Let's fit a 2. What if we shield rigs, T2 EM, T2 thermal, just to plug those holes, thermal. That's not great. Just thinking. But let's put a booster, boost accelerator, a boost amplifier, whatever they're called. Boost amplifier. Let's throw a T2 boost amplifier in there. Now it doesn't fit, but that's okay. So now we're boosting at 23. Stable at 5%. Let's drop this for fitting. Tough call. And let's put a damage control in here. Low slot. Damage control 2. How does that look? I mean, it's not amazing. We're still pretty low on the EM, and I'm afraid that's the room I'm actually afraid of. If I put this in Pyfa, I'd have a better idea what this actually means, but the other option is to go down here and put... I don't think we can fit an adaptive. I don't think we have the power grid nor the capacitor for an adaptive invuln. So I think powering up our boost is the way to go. T2 shield boost amplifier. I'm going to try this. It's going to be more like 40 million for the fit. Let's get this in here. And let's buy 2,000. Let's unfit the ammo. Unload. Okay. So that's the fit. It is going to be purchased. Let's make sure everything's available. Hopefully everything's available. This, we might not be able to find the Shield Amp 2 isn't around here. Do I have any? Or the Shield Booster 2. So 59 million if I don't Is there one close? Yeah, there's one. What? But you're telling me it's not here. That's weird. Now it's there. Okay. That was weird. Oh, why is it saying 2? Cancel that. I don't want 2. Multi-buy. 1. Okay. That looks better. 30 million. That's well within my budget. I had 2 up there somehow. Now, obviously, you can try and save some of these. But yeah, we're going to go with that. We're going to buy it. And okay. Okay, cool. Let me fit this up, and I will go find us a key. I'll bring you guys back. That's already 20 minutes. I'll bring you guys back once I found a hunt site, and we'll see how this works. So, stand by. Alright, here we are in a system with a site. We're going to see if it's taken. It probably is. It's busy enough in here that this is probably a taken site, but we're going to try it anyways. One little thing as we're warping in. One of my viewers had suggested that I fit a small can in my cargo hold. Now the can is awesome actually. It takes 100 meters cubed space, but it can hold 120 meters cubed worth of stuff. So what I've done is I keep my extra gate keys in there and only have one out here where it can be accidentally spammed away. So anybody who saw my last video, I spammed away like 4. I think it was 4. Might have been 5, but I think at least 4. Just spammed them off. And yeah, so there's an Enyo. He's probably in here. There's no other reason for an Enyo to be out and about, but yep, he's in here. So this site is already burnt off. But yeah, I wanted to show that can thing. That does seem to be an interesting way to go about it. It is a friendly Enyo. Oh, it's Kandor. Hi, Kandor. I will leave you to your site. You have fun. It's one of my guys. I'm definitely not going to race him. Oh, he's yelling at me in chat. There we go. So I'm too close to home, and as I said in the last one, I've been kind of hopping around away from home trying to run these sites. So I'm actually going to pull up my notes, and we're going to go back, and we're going to... So I will bring you guys back. Oops. I'll bring you guys back once I find a site that is not being run by one of my buddies, and we'll go from there. So talk to you in a minute. Alright, finally, I think I found a site we can do. It does not appear to have been popped yet, so I'm going to pop in and do it. Nice quiet little system. I had Pelled, it closed, not sure where it went, so we just won't worry about it. Can I please go? I did have Pelled up, it was over here. I'm not sure where it went, so... It crashed on me, that's okay. Yeah, so there's nothing that's going to be running these sites. Is there emerging conduit? There is. Okay. So it's probable that's what all this is. I hope so. They shouldn't come in through a gate anyway, right? Let's try this baby out. We'll see how bad it is. I'm a little bit worried about the tank in the first rooms. I'm pretty sure we're going to be okay in the others, but we'll have to see. My default orbit set to. That'll do. So we're going to get these condors off of us. So they're nice and close, that's good. How are we doing DPS wise? Start repping. Probably wanted to start a little bit sooner, but we'll see how this goes. So we are webbed into almost non-moving. We're going to fly through these cans. I hope that's not going to be a problem. Let's grab this guy. And then we'll get rid of those the enemy Coraxes. No, let's go up here. I don't want to fly through here, that's bad. Just hold shield. I know I'm stopped. I know. God, let myself get stuck in the rocks. It is holding. Ish. Corax. I just want to see how it holds. I'm purposely not overheating. And we are cap stable when we're not being nuded. So they're kind of just chasing me. And we're going to get rid of this Corax because he's the most DPS. And we're just going to see if we can do this first room without dying. They are nicely in range, so we get to just... I'm going to grab a screenshot. It's going to lag for a second as soon as I switch to the Kestrel. So there's a little bit of a lag. That's me taking screenshots. Kestrel's going to go down fast, and that's what I figured was going to be the case. Let's orbit this thing like super tight, because honestly our traversal isn't going to matter against most of this stuff. Okay, we got stuff coming in. Condor. And then 3 more Coraxes. We gotta get rid of that Condor first. Oh, he's way out of range. Hold the brakes. Let's get rid of this Corax that's in range. And I am over-repping. I'm just letting it run. Because we are roughly cap stable. I didn't want the Kestrel. I wanted the Corax, but he stayed out of range. Okay. Let's get this guy. He's in range. Both of these are. So let's bring this up. Let's see where my orbit's going to take me. We should be okay. I'm a little close to this rock here. I'm hoping we don't bounce off of it. Because what little traversal we have does matter. Is this guy in range? Let's get him now because he's nuding us. We're going to have to get a reload, but we should kill him before we have to reload. And yeah, so I'm going to bounce off this structure here probably. Okay, so that orbiting the gate does not work right now. Not that our traversal really matters because we're going against light deals, but... I wish we could adjust the angle of the orbit because we could orbit this at a better angle, but I'm just going to manually do it. Yeah, so nicely. Oh no, I want that to keep running. Waiting for our reload on the rockets. I'm going to just kind of manually stay close-ish to this gate. Push the combat tab so we can actually see. I'm wondering if we can orbit this. That's fine, I'm going to go dick down over here. Still in an active gate, yeah. If I could reload between spawns. Since they do seem to take a second, that might not be a bad idea. The other advantage of lasers, not having to reload at all. Let's turn this off. And yeah, so far so good. Okay. We want Worm, Condor, and the 2 destroyers first, I think. Worm, go. Get him. Repper on. Or booster on. Okay, Condor's not actually webbing us, so we're going to switch to this Cormorant next. Because we're not being nuded and webbed by that Condor, so he is going to be the last thing we need to kill. We need to get rid of some of this DPS. Corax is now in range. What do we got here? Now the Condor's on us, so we want to get him next. Why am I not shooting the Cormorant now? Crap. Well, we need to get rid of this guy now. I don't know why I stopped shooting him, but... Can we start shooting him again? That'd be fantastic, because I wanted to get rid of that. That'd be great. I don't care about being scrammed. I mean... It means we can't leave if we get into trouble. I don't want to go so tight. Gotta get rid of some of these DPSs. Come on. Okay. One down. Now the hunt, the Corax needs to go. I wonder if these are Guristas skinned. Oh, I hope they drop Guristas skin, because I want this. So bad I want this. Couldn't find any on the market either. I even looked. I want that so bad. And the rest of these don't really matter what order we do them in, so hooray. How are we doing? Let's go this way. Still inactive. Shooting. let's watch the reps for a second. We shouldn't need it too bad now, because these Kestrels don't hurt and we have one left, so we should be able to just sort of passively regen a little bit. Let's conserve some capacitor. Oh, no, we got to keep it on now. On. Destroyers. And that Condor will probably have to go. But I want to get rid of some of these destroyers first if we can. The Condor's in range. The destroyers are just... Well, that one just came into range, but we'll get rid of the neuter first here. And then this Corax needs to go. No, it's okay. It's holding. It's holding. Why am I not boosting? That's a problem. That was me not boosting. Do I want to overheat? I think we're going to recover. I think we're okay. That was me. Can we please shoot? That'd be fantastic. And honestly, I'm going to... Once I kill this Corax, I'm going to reload before I kill the Kestrel, probably. We had 8 before we started shooting this one. He's a little bit further out, too, so we're probably good there. Let's reload. Now, as long as they stay in range, yeah, I know. We're doing fine, it's recovering. So this actually tanks it quite nicely. I might struggle a little bit as an alpha. I do have pretty decent skills on Kel, but there we go, that Corax is kind of coming back into range. Still inactive. So we'll probably overheat the booster when we go into the next room, just to start. Probably the booster and the rockets. Alright, how are you doing? You are active now, so let's let our Repper charge for a second. Let's get in close. Let's overheat both of these. And let's go. We don't need to kill this wave if we get out of here. Yep, go, go, go. Should have turned off the Afterburner, but there we go. Alright, cross our fingers that this works. And this guy we're going to chase, he's probably faster than we are. So we're just going to come straight at him. We can orbit him. Turn on all the mods, and let's see what we can do. He's nice and close. So let's just burn him down as quick as we can. And again, Omni, and he's doing not EM, which is good, because EM is our weakest, so... How bad is it? No, we're doing okay. This could be out of hand quick, so we're going to stop overheating them after this cycle, and boom! So there we go. Took him down. That was nice and quick. Exactly what I thought. I thought it was going to be pretty quick, because we do a lot of damage. So a single target like that, when we can just focus. And that worked pretty well, so I think this works. So... there you guys go. That covers 2 sort of requests. 12 million. I mean, that pays for about half the ship. Nothing exciting from the loot, though, unfortunately. And yeah, the can thing seems to be a good way to go. Just got to remember to take one of your deals out. So, in case I cut it out, I probably didn't. Putting a small can in here so you can put your spare keys in it. Will stop you from accidentally spamming them out like I did in the last video, apparently. And the other cool thing is the can hold 120 meters cubed, but only takes 100 meters. So you're gaining an extra 20 meters. The only thing is you won't let you do things like, see here, if I go to right click, I can reload. If I stick my ammo in it, I can't reload my ammo. So you do have to remember to pull it out. But you could store extra ammo in there if you need a lot, and pull it out as you need it. So it just adds another step, but it does allow for a little bit of extra. So for example, I could put 4 of them in here, have 50 base cargo left, and then gain an extra 80 meters cubed if you were so inclined. It's pretty cool. Plus I can do stuff like this. Now that's out of my way and I don't have to look at it anymore. So it was a great idea. Drawing a blank on the name, I meant to look it up and I forgot, but you know who you are, so thank you. Just something I used to know, I just forgot. I used to do it all the time down in nullsec, but it's one of those things where when you get complacent and you forget things. So that is the video. I will save the fit for you guys. I didn't actually save it yet, so let's do that. So I will save this fit for you guys, but if you want to see it here, there's the fit there. 7 Arbalest rocket launcher 1s. You could up that to T2s. Maybe there's enough room. Probably tight, so I don't think I could fit it. 1 small shield booster 2. If you have a little bit less skills, you may want to up that to like a dead space. 1 Mega Newton Monopropellant Enduring Afterburner. Does the trick. 1 small cap battery 2. Again, if you have less skills or you want to spend a little extra, highly recommend an easy fix. An easy upgrade is put that up to a Republic or Thucker battery. 1 shield boost amplifier 2. Seem to do the job. Damage control 2, ballistic control 2. It's really expensive to up these 2 to anything really, so. And then T2 rigs. You could go down to T1. I didn't struggle too hard, although there was a couple closer calls, so getting the resist probably did pay off. And then Navy rockets, I highly recommend it just for the extra damage. You can do T1s if you want to cut some costs, but fit that seems to work just fine. So thank you all for watching. As always, leave your comments in the comment section down below. If you like the video, don't forget to give a thumbs up. Helps get the video out there. If someone asks how to run these sites or how like a newbro might run these sites, feel free to link them to my videos. Obviously, I enjoy people watching my stuff, so don't ever hesitate to put them out there for people to see. That's what they are for. I do get asked if people mind, and it's like, no, I insist. Send it out there. I know it's not perfect, but these are fits that work and they're cheap. I mean, 20 million, I think it cost me just under 30 when I bought it at the beginning of the video. That was 2 hours ago, so I don't remember now. But nice, cheap little fits that seem to be able to run the high-sec sites. I probably won't do, unless someone comes up with something really interesting they want me to see, I probably won't do another high-sec site. If I do decide to get like a little fleet together and do some like low skill, low cost, low sec sites in like a small fleet, I'm thinking like 2 or 3 destroyers with Logi backup, or remote rep Kikis or something. Well, Kikis are a little overkill. I'd like to do like an armor fleet with Navitas support, a single Navitas and 2 or 3 Algoses or something, or Dragoons or something. But we'll see. If I do that, I will record it. But as far as high sec sites, I think that pretty much covers it. I mean, from here you bling it out to get faster clears, and you move up to T2 frigates and destroyers if you as well. So you could go to a Stork, for example. You take this fit and migrate it over to a Stork with, you know, boosts and stuff. The other thing that I would recommend doing, especially if you're lower skills, is things like hard shell boosters for the tank. If you're seeing that your tank is struggling, see if they come up here. Not had shell, hard shell. So even just the T1, the one here, which is nice and cheap, you can get them for as low as 200 million or 200,000. Sorry, 200 million. Yeah, that's cheap. As low as 200,000. They give you an extra 3% to your booster bonus. And again, you could go up if you want to spend a little extra, but even the T1 gets an extra 3%. Or the other one is Pyro boosters. So these Pyro Lancia boosters, again, relatively cheap. To get an extra 3% DPS. They come up, you get them from the events, you get them, so you know, often I have a few laying around. If you're in Malevelon and you want some, definitely ask in Discord or in Malevelon. Someone will have at least some of the T1s they'd be willing to share. So if you just find you need a little extra tank, I think tank is where the most of the struggling will happen for lower skill players. But if you find you're struggling in one of the areas, definitely an extra 3% goes a long way. And you can bling some of the, you know, there's some things you can bling relatively cost effectively, like the batteries. Dead space reppers are not cheap, so I wouldn't recommend that as like your first go-to, but yeah, there's some things you can do. As always, take care. I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching, and I'm out of here.